In this lab exercise, we're going to create a web form to capture leads into ZOHO CRM from a web page. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a form within ZOHO CRM. And this form can be used on our website to capture lead information directly from the web into ZOHO CRM. So on the upper right hand corner, go to Setup, click Setup, and then look for website integration. So you may have to scroll down a little bit. Here's website integration, and there's something here called web forms. Click web forms, and if it's your first time to create a form, you'll see create web form button down here. If you previously created a form, then if you're using the free edition, you can only create one form at a time, so you may have to delete that form and create a new one. So anyway, this is my first time to create a form, so I'm just gonna click create web form. Okay, and then there's some basic instructions here. We just simply have to drag the field that we want from the left hand side into the right hand side to build the form. So I'll click let's get started, and now we can start dragging the fields that we want. So we need company, so I click with the mouse, left click with the mouse and drag it here. And then we need first name, so again click with the mouse, drag it here. Last name is already here, so I don't need to move it. And then we need the job title, and then email, phone, mobile number, and finally the description. So this form is going to be used by a lead who comes to our website and who would like us to contact them for follow-up communications. So this is the form I built so far. There's a preview button here. We can preview what it looks like. Okay, and this is what it looks like right now. So this looks fine. So I'm going to click this little X to close the window. And now I'm going to click next step. For the next step, we're going to enter the name of our form, and it's going to be Starbest Coffee Leads Form. Now, the landing page URL, this is the URL of the web page that we're going to show after the user clicks submit and the data entered in the form has been processed by our website. So normally you'd want to show a thank you page. Now, since we don't really have an official website for our company yet, I'm just going to point to this temporary page I created, which simply shows a thank you message. So you have to bear with me for a while because this thank you page is a pretty long address. You need to make sure you type everything correctly. There's no typos, or else you won't be able to find this page. Okay, so that looks fine. Now the location of our form. Since we're not going to put our form on a website, it's just going to run from our local hard disk for the moment. So I'm just going to type asterisk. Okay, asterisk. And down here, request for approval, I'm going to click on the right to switch it on. What this means is when somebody enters their information into this form, they become a lead, and that lead will be sent into our ZOHO CRM account. However, we don't want that lead to immediately become an open lead. We want to manually approve the lead because we want to review what information people have entered into the form. We want to make sure, leads that are garbage or junk don't get entered into our ZOHO CRM system. So we want to manually approve any leads entered through this form. Okay, so that's the information I've got so far. So now I'm going to click Save. Now, once you click Save, you will see some source code here. It's in HTML. This is the code that will produce the form that you've just created and will also submit the information entered into the form to the website, to your ZOHO CRM account, so that it will be entered into your ZOHO CRM database. So we don't need to understand what this code does. We just need to know that it's going to show the form to the user and process their inputs and then redirect them to a thank you page. So scroll down and select all the text with your mouse, and then right click and then copy. Okay, And now we're going to put this code into a web page. Now the web page is in a zip file which I provided to you on ZOHO on our class website. So go to where you downloaded the zip file. So in my case, the zip file is here. It's the file is called contact.html. It's under your session 4 lab exercise. So then I'm on a Mac, so I just right click and open with any of my text editors. If you're on Windows, please open it with WordPad, WORDPAD. That editor is better for pasting the code in. So I'm going to open it with my editor. Okay, so here is the HTML. Again, you don't need to understand all these codes. You just have to look for this line. Insert the embed code from ZOHO CRM after this line. So I click here, and since the instruction says insert after this line, I'm just going to right click and I'm going to paste. Okay, and this is the code that I copied earlier, and now it's been pasted into contact.html. Now I'm going to save contact.html. Okay, so remember, save it as contact.html, not contact.html.txt, because the txt will be a text file. It can't be opened by a web browser. So this is contact.html. We pasted our code here. So now let's see if it works. Okay, so now I go back to my my file manager, and then I right click and I open it. This time I don't open it with a text editor. This time I open it with a web browser, and I'm going to open it with Google Chrome. So open it with Google Chrome. Okay, and there is the form that we have just created. And so let's see if it works. Let's enter some information here and see if it gets captured into our ZOHO CRM database. So I'm going to create a company here which is interested in Starbest coffee. So let's say Park and Shop Supermarket is interested in our coffee beans, and the name of the buyer at Park and Shop. Okay, and I'll enter an email here. And phone number. Okay, I'm looking for Brazilian organic coffee beans. Okay, so now I'm gonna click submit. Okay, and now the information is submitted into our ZOHO CRM database, and we are shown this thank you page. Remember, we entered this as our landing page, so now we're shown this page. So I go back into my ZOHO CRM account. Okay, so let me go into leads. So right now we don't see Park and Shop here yet, so where is the lead that we just submitted in the form? Did it get entered into our ZOHO CRM database? Well, remember we said that we need to approve any leads captured through the form. So it's not going to show up here automatically. We have to go to lead tools, and we need to approve leads. And here is the lead that I just entered. Terry Chung was the name, and Park and Shop Supermarket was the company. And I can actually click here and see the information that was just entered in the web form. Okay, I'm looking for Brazilian organic coffee beans. So this is the information that we typed into the form, and it was submitted into our ZOHO CRM account because we pasted the code that was generated by the form. So that's really convenient, and now that you have this feature, in the future you can integrate your website with your ZOHO CRM account. So now I'm going to approve this lead, and once it's approved, then it will show up here under Terry Chung's name. So I gotta go here and find it. To refresh first. Okay, refresh, and there is Terry Chung, Park and Shop Supermarket. So this short demonstration shows you how to integrate your website with ZOHO CRM.